to ourselves, trying to avoid ourselves because we don't like who we are. And actually, if you really delved in, you would love yourself because you're only looking at the surface level of who you are. And the innermost level of who you are is this beautiful, beautiful person. I understand. I understand exactly what you mean. So let me explain. Everybody at this point, everybody is going through the same things that you're going through. They're having thoughts about their lives that they've never thought about before. We are all being pushed to acknowledge that there are parts of us that we don't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, we've never been taught how to do what we're being called to do right now. And I think it's really important to understand that it's never too late. And I'm so proud of you because the fact is that you're actually waking up to what's going on. Many people are still asleep, and I try and put videos out there to ask people to raise their frequency, to get on with starting to know who they are, because it is not too late. But at the same time, we're coming to the end of many factors of life that we knew before, and they're all changing, they're all shifting. And if we don't wake up to the changes, we're going to get left behind. And that's not something that I'm saying to scare you. I'm just asking you to understand that things are not going to be the same anymore, because the atmospheric changes within our planet is not going to be conducive to you remaining the way you've always been. Because we come here to evolve, we come here to grow and learn and be our truest self. And the whole of this planet, I mean, many people know it as a school. It's a classroom. It's a playground for us to evolve as human beings. And we have to understand that in order to learn, who learns the best, the fastest, the quickest, the surest way? Children do. They're like sponges. So we're almost being asked to go back to the way we were as children, to accommodate the learning, to understand that it's a play situation as well as it being a learning situation, because we have the classroom and we have the playground. But most people as adults, they spend most time in the playground distracting themselves, okay? So what I mean by playground, you're not literally going on the swings and the roundabout. You are playing on your phone. You're going out drinking. You're going out clubbing. Not you personally, but I mean in people in general. They're distracting themselves with those things and they're not learning. And because life is tough. I mean, this planet Earth life is very tough. People are escaping into the playground, so to speak. And as I said, as adults, our playground is distraction of friends, not going into ourselves, trying to avoid ourselves because we don't like who we are. And actually, if you really delved in, you would love yourself because you're only looking at the surface level of who you are. And the innermost level of who you are is this beautiful, beautiful person. We all have such purity within us, and we've forgotten because we've kind of layered our goodness, our purity, layered it with conditioning, with the life, what people have told us we are in life. And generally, people have not been kind. Generally, the media has not been kind. Media has a huge influence on who we are, trying to disengage us from the fact that we are so pure. And we have a lot of power inside, internal, divine power, that we just don't believe we have. And the more you go in, the more you dig in, the more you access yourself, you're going to find that divine power and you're going to love it. And I went through the same thing. And because I've been through this kind of thing, all of this, right? I've been through it for many years. I was also where you are, where you have been, because I distracted myself. I made wrong choices. I made wrong decisions. I allowed people to treat me like a bag of garbage, and how can you deal with it when somebody actually treats you badly? Most of us who are very sensitive, like I was, I still am, we tend to take it and we keep on sort of allowing it. So we don't have boundaries. Having boundaries is not a bad thing. It feels horrible to begin with because you're having to be really, really strong on somebody else. You're having to be firm about saying no. You're having to understand that you're not going to be liked always when you have boundaries. But boundaries essentially keeps you in your place and keeps others in their place beautifully. And it's how you create the boundaries and how you implement your boundaries that matters more than anything else. Because a lot of people think, well, I can't say no. But you know what? You're saying no to yourself. And while you're always saying yes to other people, every time you say yes to other people, you're saying no to yourself. And now that's not to say that you are not going to be a giver. You are going to be a giver, but you're going to be a giver to yourself first, okay? You have to be a giver to yourself first in order to have enough to give to others. And that's the crucial place where most people make the mistake. Whenever I speak about boundaries, whenever I speak about doing for yourself, people who don't actually understand what I'm saying will say, well, you must be very selfish because you're saying no to people. I'm not saying no to everybody, but I am saying no to those who take advantage, those who don't understand that they are the takers of life while you end up being the giver. And it has to be a balance. And also, it's always going to have to be no when it's not suitable for you. When is it not suitable for you? When you know your energy has been depleted and you need to replenish yourself in order to give again. So this is the way I describe it to everyone. I kind of say, imagine yourself as a vase and the vase is empty. So that's you. Your vessel is empty. So you need to fill that vessel up. And trust me when I say this, you will be waiting forever for other people to fill you up. Because when other people fill you up, those things are not of substance. You need to give that to yourself. When other people fill you up, it's mostly, unfortunately, because they're in toxic situations or they may not be in the best place that they need to be in order for them to give to you. You're going to receive things which are not of great quality. The only quality you can be sure of is what you know to be of a high standard and a high quality, because you gauge your own being on how you feel and how you are being, right? So you gauge your own quality by those things. So when you know what you want, you can fill yourself up with yourself, right? So that vase, that empty vase, I need you to start filling that vase up with, well, a vase is used for flowers and plants, right? So imagine you're putting flowers in yourself. So what do I mean by flowers? I mean the things that you love doing. If you love walking in nature, do a lot of that. You'll be filling your vase up. If you love sitting at home cozily, reading a book with a cup of tea next to you, do that. Fill yourself up with that. If you love spending time with your children, all the good moments with your children, do that. Fill your vase with that, right? So bit by bit, filling your vase up with things that you like doing, things that fill your heart, things that you enjoy, things that make you lose track of time. Do those things, fill your vase up. At one point, it may take time because you're not used to doing things for yourself. You're always used to giving to others. So once you've started to do that bit by bit by bit by bit, you're going to find your vase is full. Your vessel is going to be full. You're going to feel great because most of the things that you're doing to make you feel good. And then at one point, you're going to feel, I have so much to give now, right? That's when you're going to give out, not from inside of yourself, but things that are going to overflow, things which are going to overflow. You're going to give from there. So you're not going to go reaching into all the collected parts of you that you cherish. You know when you fill a vase up with water and you put the flowers in, and sometimes if you put too many flowers in, the water overflows? That's the part that you can give out to others. Sometimes with the water, you have bits of flowers. It's too much to put into the vase. So you have flowers that are overflowing with the water. So those are the things that you can give out to others, but not everyone, because you'll find the same people who expect so much from you will keep on returning to take and take and take, and they will deplete you, and you will have less to give to others who actually deserve it. So give out nicely to people, give out to people you love, who love you too, but have boundaries there, because sometimes out of 5 people, 1 or 2 will deplete you completely and never give back. Because sometimes what happens when you go to someone's house, right? You're going for dinner. They've invited you for dinner. You take a bunch of flowers, right? It's a nice gesture because they're going to give you company for the night. They're going to cook dinner for you. They're going to entertain you. You're going to have a great time. So you take a bottle of wine, or you take some flowers, or you take a box of chocolate. So you're actually exchanging something, not because you have to, but because you want to. You want to give something back, right? But there are some people in our lives, and I think you'll all know who those people are in your life. They always take. They not only always take and not give, but they always keep on expecting that you will keep on giving. And these are the people, you see, we also want them to feel better. We care for them. We love them, but you can't help them to understand that by keep on doing what you've been doing all your life with them, right? Giving. It's not going to work around. They're not going to learn who you are, number one, but also they're not going to know who they are. They're going to continue to do that. And when you stop doing it with them, they're going to find somebody else to do that, because these are very codependent people who will always need somebody to give to them. So what you're teaching with your boundaries, you're actually teaching them that you have a set of boundaries. You're going to teach them to set their own. So when you set your boundaries and you don't keep on doing for them, they're going to have to find ways of doing for themselves. And you've taught them the first lesson of not codepending on someone else. So you actually have a kind of a trickle event where you're triggering other people to raise themselves as well by not teaching them, but showing them. So I had this huge problem where I couldn't say no. So I still have clients who I've done the session, I overgive, and I don't think that's people pleasing. I overgive because I really do want them to change what they've come to me to change, change their habits or their belief system or whatever it is. I overgive. So I know I've done all I can within the time frame. And even going over, many people who are my clients, they know I go over my time, and I don't sit there watching the clock because, they're over their time. I continue until they've got the point. I do that with videos as well, as you've noticed. But anyway, so when I do that, I overgive. After that, when the session's over, I have a lot of people who will keep on coming back for more without taking a session. So number one, it's very draining. Number two, it's my job. It's my income. It's my living, right? Number three, I don't think I'm going to be fair on my other clients who are sticking to the boundaries I've set, right? They're very good at, some of them are very good. Most of them are very good at understanding my boundaries. Now, those who don't, who keep asking for more after the session's over where I've overgiven, those are the people that I had a really difficult time saying no, because they're my clients. I love them. I care for them, and I kept overgiving. How did I stop that? It took me years. But because I've now understood the easier way to do it is simply saying yes to myself. No, for me, yes. I'm going to use my time actively for myself and not give that time to the client that I've already given time to. And being able to say no was me understanding that I need to take care of myself first. And it was easier when I looked at it like that, that I'm not just saying no to them. Of course, I'm saying no, but the reason I'm saying no to them is because I'm saying yes to myself. So this is what I wanted to say right from the start to all of you, that I truly believe that if you keep in mind that you are that vase, and when it depletes, you need to fill that vase up with yourself, by yourself, with the things that you enjoy, with the things that you know will recalibrate you, will renew you to a point where you are full of yourself in a good way, not in a bad way, full of yourself with love, with understanding, with compassion, with empathy, with all of those things for yourself. And then you're going to find, yeah, you know what? I feel great. I have so much to give. I'm going to give out to others. And I think many people who are empaths, right? Many people are empaths now. They don't know where the boundaries are. They don't know where their limits are, and they give and give and give, and they completely deplete their energy. And I'm talking here because I want you to understand that we have family members that we love for. We love family. We have love for our family members, and these family members sometimes don't get it because they're set up in a way where they only understand themselves. I'm sure there are members in your family or very close friends who, you know, are not going to be able to support you when you need the support. But they're always there when they need you. So you've got to also understand sometimes we have to let go of certain ways of being because we've fallen into the trap of being like them. And there are people who actually keep on taking, but don't give. And then there are people who keep on giving and giving and giving and can't take or don't take when people offer. I had that problem too, where I used to get very overwhelmed when somebody wanted to do something nice for me. I have a beautiful, beautiful client, and she keeps, giving me, she works for a garment place, and she keeps bringing me clothes. And at one point I was uncomfortable, and I said, look, I can't keep on taking this. And she said, I'm doing it out of love. And then I understood, yeah, she is. There's something that I need to work on here because I cannot receive. At that point, I wasn't being able to receive. But now I receive and I give, but with boundaries. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that's helped. And that's it. I hope you got something out of that. And I'll see you next time.